Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting video tutorial. I am super excited today to share the 2023 Tim Holtz exclusive for Simon Says stamp DieCember. This is a free gift with purchase with any $25 or more Tim Holtz branded product from Simon Says stamp while supplies last. They do anticipate this will last a little while. Usually it lasts, a few weeks or so, but definitely if there is anything from Tim Holtz that you have been eyeing and you would love this amazing gift with purchase, it is phenomenal. I love that Simon Says Stamp has done this the last few years, and it's a fantastic addition to your die cutting supplies. If you loved last year's, which was the snowman, you're going to love the penguin. I am creating a snow globe shaped card. I will tell you that I tried my hardest not to make a snow globe card, but that is where the direction took me, so we're going to go with it. I am using the Poppy Stamps pop-up snow globe. You could use any kind of snow globe shape or even create your own with circle dies. I have a video over on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel where I created lots of different snow globes, so definitely check that out. I will link that here below for you as well, or up in the corner of the screen, so if you want to see some other snow globe ideas. I ink blended the circle shape from the Poppy Stamps Snow Globe with some of my favorite Simon Says Stamp blue shades of ink, as well as the layering piece for the front of the card. Now I'm using Tim Holtz Frozen Fog Distress Mica Stain, which is one of my favorites, to create a snowy background. Plus I have some white gouache here, and I am going to further create our snowy background with this white gouache kind of splattered all over. So we are going to just really create this beautiful snowy scene. You can use lots of different supplies from your stash for this kind of card or with this exclusive set. I am actually going to use a lot of the supplies that come in this particular die set to work with this. You probably have trees and other scene building dies in your stash that will work with this set. The sky is the limit, absolutely here. I am going to go ahead and build the snow globe background. I've got some white cardstock, some white glitter cardstock, and then a bunch of the trees from this Poppy Stamps set to build the background. Basically, we're building the background first, and then we are going to build our penguins. Now, it is one penguin, and it has a couple of different options for outfitting, I suppose I want to say, the penguin. And you can obviously make multiple penguins and combine them together so that to create all kinds of scenes, which I am going to do today, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can kind of see them all here over on the side of the screen. I needed to add a little additional snow to my trees for the background of my card. So here is what we're going to do. I am going to start with the base piece. So I have die cut that from black cardstock, and there is the piece that it comes from. That is what you build all the other components on. I love this because there is no confusion of how it assembles. Then we're taking the next piece, the one I just placed right next to the base of this, and I die cut that from black cardstock as well and glued it on top. Next, we have the next layering piece. This was die cut from dolphin cardstock and layered on top of the black. I love that it has the eye die cuts, so it really allows us to see through and have some eyes without having to die cut any teeny tiny eyes or anything like that. Next, we have our next layering piece for our penguin. I have die cut this from Simon Says Stamp slate cardstock. I love this dark gray on the black. It gives us some nice variety. Then we have our, oh, actually, I'm so sorry. It was cream was the first layering piece. This is Dolphin from Lawn Fawn, and this is our next layering piece. All very neutral, similar shades, but it builds that depth and dimension. Next, we have our penguin's beak. I have this out of some beautiful orange cardstock. I did not use the little layering piece. There is a layering piece on there, but I just opted not to use it. And then you can do a Santa hat, a scarf, and also some glasses or a bow tie. So there's lots of options here. I forgot to do his little feet. So let's go ahead and do that. Those do die cut. You can see the die there that has the beak, 2 feet, and the layering piece for the beak. I love that they are combined on one die so that you aren't trying to mess with teeny tiny individual dies. Then I have my layering pieces for the scarf. I've got this out of Schoolhouse Red, and then from Simon Says Stamp, and Palm Cardstock from Hero Arts. Very traditional red and greens. We're going to put on his little scarf here. I always love that Tim brings us fun little, hats and scarves and all those fun things for his images. Then we're going to build our Santa hat. Again, it does have a layering piece for the Santa hat. I didn't die cut it from a separate piece of or color of cardstock. I'm just using that same Schoolhouse Red. I think you'll get the depth and dimension just from that. The brim and pom-pom of the hat were die cut from cream. I already had the cream cardstock out, and I felt like it was white enough for this. And then we're going to place the hat on our penguin's head. And here is our image for our scene. Easy as that. How cute is he? You are going to love adding him to all of your cards and tags and fun projects this year. I definitely will link down in the description last year's projects. Even though you cannot get that because it was a limited edition exclusive, just replace any of the ideas I shared last year with the snowman with the penguin. Truly, I did some decor, I did tags, cards, all kinds of good things. So I definitely will link to all of those down below so you can check those out for even more inspiration. Now I'm building my background. I think all my gouache is dry. All the trees, again, are from that Poppy Stamps die set. So grab your favorite dies, your favorite scene building dies, and have fun building those scenes. I thought the penguin looked really cute in this snowy winter wonderland. We're going to glue him right down here. But I'm going to add all of these trees first. I just love building dies, and of course DieCember is all about die cutting and the love of die cutting, which you guys know I am super passionate about. I have been for years. Die cutting has kind of been one of those things that I just really love and connect with, and I know you guys love it as well. So I hope you guys are enjoy this, because what is awesome is you don't even have to buy just Tim Holtz dies to get this promotion. If there are some things on your Tim Holtz wish list that you have been waiting on, you have on your wish list or whatever, this is the time to grab it, because with $25 purchase at Simon Says Stamp of Tim Holtz branded product, you will receive this adorable penguin set while supplies last. And I know you guys are going to want to add this to your collection. Oh my goodness, how adorable is this? Now, I am gluing this on top of a white glitter cardstock that can be a bit tricky just because it doesn't want to stay put. I love to use my reverse tweezers for that. Oh, I think I need to move him up before he before he gets secured too good. Let's move him up a little bit. I forgot about the base of my snow globe. Now, yes, I did die cut another penguin for my card because I felt like I wanted one peeking like from the base, like he's popping up around the base of this little scene, like saying, you know, happy holidays or whatever when I add my sentiment. So for this one, we are not going to need to necessarily assemble everything. but I'll show you that here in a bit. The base of my snow globe was die cut from some wood grain cardstock, and I'm adding a little bit of ink around the edges so that it deepens and darkens those grooves. Just a tiny little bit. Let me clean up my little inky mess. Normally I use my glass mat, but I forgot. And there is a layering piece for this snow globe. I did die cut that from Simon Says Stamp Silver Matte Cardstock. And then we're going to place that right down on the base of the snow globe. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. For our second penguin, all the same pieces. I don't need the feet, and I am going to die cut. I'm going to trim him a little bit so we won't be using the whole thing. Basically, I'm imagining him peeking up from like that little opening in the snow globe base. Like I'm imagining that's layers for the snow globe. So he's popping or peeking up from that and saying happy holidays. So that was kind of my inspiration for this part of the card. And I loved his little glasses because I think they're hilarious. So what I thought we would do is just have him wearing his little bow tie and glasses popping up from the bottom, looking at the snow globe scene. You guys know that I often tell little stories in my mind. This was the story I was telling while building this fun little card. So I'm going to add all the rest of the face, and then there are 2 layering pieces for the bow tie. Again, I just did both of those out of Schoolhouse Red Simon Says Stamp cardstock so that you get the texture, but it's not going to be a different color. The glasses are glossy black Simon Says Stamp cardstock. Look at that. It is hilarious. I don't know why those glasses make me laugh, but I think they are so funny. And then we're going to put the little layering piece on. Now it may take a minute to kind of figure out the placement for him on the bottom here as I am imagining. But if I leave him solid, see how it pops up that portion of the snow globe? I just didn't really want it to pop up quite so thick, so I am going to trim him off. I've got my snow globe base. This is another part of the die that comes with that Poppy Stamps die, and that little tab that flips up, I like to just kind of use my bone folder back and forth. That is the only place the glue goes because it does make our card stand up, which you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to put glue right here, and then we are just going to glue our snow globe right to that base like so. And I'm going to let that sit and dry. And that looks good. So now I have kind of an idea of where my other penguin is going to fit in this design. And I'm going to draw a little line and then cut right above it. I think I actually end up cutting this down a little bit more to make him fit. But again, I just want it to look like he's popping up and peeking. And I love that. I think it's so funny. He has tons of character. Yep, I think I'm going to trim him down just a little bit more. I'm just going to use my pen to make a little line so I know where to trim a little bit extra. I always like to start with the side of caution. I didn't want to die cut all those layers again. That looks good. Now to place the snow globe base down, I'm just going to glue him right here like so. I'm going to use my tweezers, and then we're going to take some foam adhesive and place that on the back of this piece and pop it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of dimension. And really, I probably wouldn't have had to cut down my penguin since I opted to apply this with foam. But that's what I did, so it's fine either way. Once I have my foam, which I was fighting with here off camera, I am going to place that on the back and pop this down in place. Oh my gosh, how funny is this? I love it, love it, love it. Now we need a sentiment. So what I'm going to end up doing is grabbing one of my favorite Simon Says stamp greetings. This is the Typewriter Christmas. I do have this linked down below. And we are going to stamp our greetings on black cardstock with embossing ink, heat emboss with white embossing powder, and then die cut with sentiment label dies to pop up down here along the base. I've used glossy accents for the beaks so that dries and they have glossy raised finishes for their little beaks there. I kind of had wanted to use these peppermints, but they were really thick, almost too thick. These are Tim Holtz Ideology. I love them, but I just don't think that they work for this particular card. So I'll use them for something else. But I've stamped Happiest of Holidays from Me to You, 2 different phrases. We're going to heat emboss with white, die cut, and then, of course, pop up with a little bit of foam right here along the bottom. Now, I do want to add some sort of embellishment. I had those peppermints out for a reason, but I just really felt like I needed something a little flatter. We're going to go with some pretty pink Posh clay confetti. Trinity Stamps has some great confetti as well, just anything like that. You could even use Nouveau crystal drops to make little drops or little gemstones, all kinds of things. I always just like embellishing the base of my snow globes a little bit with some sort of decorative touch. Got our greetings, which I love. I love that the size and the font of these. We're going to glue down the little stars and circles. And you can see the size and scale just worked a little bit better than the peppermints, I felt like here. We're going to alternate some reds and greens. I'm actually going to use my scissors. You can cut your clay confetti if it needs to, and I just want it to have a little flat side where it looks like the penguin is kind of, in front of it. And just like that, absolutely adorable. And there is our pop-up. Now, when it does pop up, I am going to put some more clay confetti on the base to hold that in place. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this Cyber Monday DieCember exclusive from Tim Holtz. You get this set free with any $25 purchase of Tim Holtz branded product from Simon Says Stamp while supplies last. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new paper crafting video or I go live. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.